Alright guys, let's talk about Plug Power today. Just reported earnings this morning. Plug Power. What about them? Down 5.5%. You may wonder what the heck's going on. Down 5.5% after earnings. Well, does that mean something negative for me? Let's take a darn look at Plug Power. So, this is obviously a day in which the market's down a solid 3% itself. There's no doubt about it. So I think that's a certainly a factor to consider. Uh, definitely consider the fact that the market's down as is. But overall, at one point, this thing was down a little bit higher, around 7% down at one point, nearly break even at one point too. But right now, settling around somewhere around the 5.5% down to 450 a share. So you take a look at that. Obviously, if you look at the history of this stock, personally, I do have a position in the stock. That's why I'm talking about it. You already know it. Plug Power here. Let's look at this bad boy. Dollar cost average for me around 221. Again, I don't tend to play with these cheaper little penny stocks because there are lots of speculation. But I do have 30 shares of this bad boy, 221 per share. So I'm up over 100% on these shares here. Again, it's something I'm okay with. I don't plan on selling really anytime soon because I am pretty interested in the long-term prospects of the business. So, Plug Power provides alternative energy technology, which focuses on development or design development, commercialization and manufacturing of hydrogen and fuel cell systems used primarily for material handling and stationary power markets. Its fuel cell system solution is designed to replace lead-acid batteries in electric material handling vehicles and industrial trucks for some distribution and manufacturing businesses. So that's a little overview of what Plug Power is. Let's take a look at these earnings here. Obviously, you see here Plug Power got a rocket. Well, non-GAAP EPS of -6 cents, which is in line, and a GAAP EPS of -6 or -7 cents, missed by 1 cent. But revenue, a 53% increase year over year, beats by. That was the most aborted sneeze of all time. It absolutely destroyed me. I wish that upon not my deepest enemy, not my deepest, darkest secrets, deserve to know about how bad that aborted sneeze hurt. It's back. It did it again. Okay, this sneeze is going to come out shortly. Just going to give you a forewarning, but $91.66 million in terms of revenue this quarter, up 52% or 53% year over year, and they beat by 4 million. So that is a good number. That's a good beat. Definitely a good beat if you think about it. So let's look at some of these fine details here. So they posted an adjusted quarterly loss of $6 per diluted share versus a net loss of -7 cents in the same quarter a year ago. So an improvement in terms of loss, just barely, nothing too major. 2019 was a milestone breakthrough year for the first year positive adjusted EBITDA. Reads press release. Though total operating expenses climbed 8% year over year to $78 million. The company set guidance to achieve $300 million in gross billings by in 2020, marking more than a 25% gross billings growth year over year, and said it remains on track to deliver its 2024 target as it continues to build hydrogen economy. Again, I think this is an interesting market personally, and that's why I'm interested in this stock. Definitely a good company, and you wonder what this 2024 goal is. So their 2024 goal, actually, it's very small print, I know. Let me give you a little zoom job. Don't worry about me. Rolled out a 5-year plan that will deliver an annual basis by 2024. $1 billion of revenue is what they're expecting. $170 million of operating income and $200 million of adjusted EBITDA, where they're not necessarily profitable right now. They did post a profitable year this year technically, but they want $200 million profit by 2024 and $1 billion in revenue. So pretty exciting there. Those are obviously, again, lofty 5-year plans, but I think it's good to aim high. And if they hit that goal, this company could be doing quite a darn bit. I'm pretty excited. Definitely excited to see what this company could do. So if we look here at this, obviously we want to take a look We don't care much about transcript here. We want to look at, that's right, sorry, I don't mean to shut down the transcript. Shut it down. Let's look at the shareholder letter. The company's on path to meet 2024 targets. So the largest growth in company history by over 50%. So record quarter in billings. Largest quarter by over 50%. Good for them. They've made 4 major historic agreements in 2019. Good for them. Gross billings of $94.5 million, and full year billings were $236.8 million. So right now they're doing $236.8 million total per year, and they're expecting by 2024, 5 years out, they want to, if you really think about it, they want to around 4.5 times the amount of business they're doing right now. So is it plausible to do that in a 5-year span? It certainly is. And I think this market is an interesting one. The hydrogen and fuel cell market is certainly one that I think we're striving for more renewable energy sources than a lead-acid battery, personally. I think a lot of companies are becoming more, conscious over that kind of stuff. I think there is a decent chance that this is it's a good company, in my opinion, to invest in. I'm pretty excited about it. Definitely would like to see what they have to offer on that. I'm excited. So let's look at the shareholder letter a little bit more. So our vision is a clean energy future where the world is powered by plug power. A little bit overambitious, but the clean energy future is certainly a thing that I think they can strive for. So there's no doubt we're at a time in which a transition is happening from traditional fossil fuels to a cleaner energy source. That's really what people are trying to strive for right now, whether it be solar, wind, hydrogen. And we're looking for cleaner energy sources, no doubt. So this is a good play, in my opinion. I think renewable energy is a very good play just for the market for the future 10 years down the road, because this is where really at the moment we're planning on going. So they pretty much here say that our solutions meet the needs of an ongoing paradigm shift in the power, energy, and transportation industries to address climate change and energy security. Now, climate change, again, you say what you will, but that's another argument for another day. But regardless, we're talking about renewable energy. It's still going to be a huge deal. Definitely exciting. Recap of the highlights. They hosted the first annual Plug Symposium, where it outlined the 5-year plan. They made multiple strategic announcements and expanded into new markets. They strengthened the balance sheet, obviously by showing some potential profit, and expanded executive team out. They hired a couple new board members. They improved margins and achieved record performance and gross billings. So very exciting. Plug Power hosted the first annual Plug Symposium in Latham, New York. The 2-day symposium attracted 200 industry players and thought leaders and set the stage for a dynamic discussion regarding the role of hydrogen fuel cells in unfolding global electrification. So, love that. Some of these key agreements that they mentioned here, obviously, with NG, FCEVs. They made a contract with a Fortune 100 customer, which, again, is, in my opinion, I believe it is Walmart. They didn't announce it, but I do believe it's Walmart. And they're the third large-scale pedestal customer secured for 12 sites in 2020. So, obviously, shareholder letter. This pretty much just tells you everything about the company, but as far as these earnings are concerned, this was a pretty big smash quarter, in my opinion, for Plug Power. I think they're well on the road to what they need to be. Obviously, if you plan on in 5 years being at $1 billion in revenue for the full year, you needed 4.5 times that business, and I think obviously increasing revenue 50% year over year is a good start to that, and obviously increasing that, growing that balance sheet potential is certainly in the books as well. So I'm excited for Plug Power. These are their earnings reports. I hope you really enjoyed.